belongs to phylum Nematoda. Class Phasmidia. Ascaris lubricates belongs to phylum Nematoda, class Phasmidia. Ascaris lubricates is commonly called as roundworm. It is commonly called as a roundworm. These Ascaris lubricates is a monogenetic parasite. It is a monogenetic parasite. Why Ascaris lubricates is called a monogenetic parasite? This is the statement. Statement is it is monogenetic parasite. What is the reason? What is the reason? It is called monogenetic parasite, which means it completes its life cycle in one host. It is completes its life cycle in one host, that is a man. Second one, Ascaris lubricates is transmitted from one person to another person. It is transmitted from one person to another person. It is transmitted to one person to another person by the process called contamination. Contamination of food and water. It is transmitted from one person to another person by the contamination of food and water. Vectors. Vectors are here mechanical vectors. Vectors are mechanical vectors which are carrying the stages of Ascaris lubricates by the mechanical vectors called they are called as housefly and cockroaches. Housefly and cockroaches. So type of vectors here, mechanical vectors. Example for mechanical vectors are housefly and cockroaches. These Ascaris lubricates is said to be as a enterozoic parasite. It is called enterozoic parasite and also called it as the coelozoic parasite. Why it is called enterozoic parasite? It is lives in the gut of man. It is lives in a gut of man. Gut means alimentary canal. They lives in the gut of man. They lives in a small intestine of man. Further, it is called enterozoic parasite, and it lives in the cavity of small intestine. Here, observe, this is the parasite which lives in a cavity of small intestine. It is lives in cavity of small intestine. So call it as the coelozoic parasite. The term coelos means cavity. The term coelos means cavity. And I am saying Ascaris lubricates belongs to phylum Nematoda, class Phasmidia. Ascaris lubricates is commonly called as a roundworm. It is a monogenetic parasite. Lives in only one host, that is man. Mode of transmission is contamination of food and water. Vectors which are carrying from one to other, mechanical vectors. Examples, housefly and cockroaches. This parasite is called enterozoic parasite or coelozoic parasite. Why it is called enterozoic? The term enteron means gut of man. Why it is called coelozoic? The term coelos means cavity. They live in the cavity of a small intestine. Okay. The contaminated stages. Contaminated stages. Very, very important to need. What are the contaminated stages? Contaminated stages are second rhabdoid form, larva. Second rhabdoid form larva are the contaminated stages. Very, very important. I am explaining each and everything clean without clean. Number of moldings. Number of moldings are 4 moldings are shown. The life history of Ascaris. There is the 4 moldings. They call it as the first mold, second mold, third mold, fourth mold. First mold, during the life history of Ascaris, first molding, second molding, third molding, fourth molding. First molding takes place in the soil. Second molding takes place in the lungs. Third mold takes place in the lungs. Fourth mold takes place in the small intestine. Very, very important to meet. The number of moldings takes place are 4 moldings. First mold takes place in the soil. Second mold takes place in the lungs. Third mold takes place in the lungs. And fourth mold takes place in the small intestine. So Ascaris lumbricoides is a monozytic parasite. Ascaris lumbricoides is a monozytic parasite which lives in a small intestine of man. These exhibited sexually dimorphic. Sexual dimorphism. Sexual dimorphism means males and females are separated. Males and females are separate. I draw here male individual. I draw here female individual. So here see male individual, female individual, both are present in a cavity of small intestine. I draw out male and female Ascaris lumbricoides differences. Male is small, female is big. Male is small, female is big. Male has posterior curvature. Male has posterior curvature. Female one is the straight. Female one is the straight. Both are having mouth. Both are having mouth. Mouth present in both individuals. Mouth is present in both individuals. Then they having excretory pore. It is the excretory pore. Excretory pore is present in both males and females. Excretory pore is present in both males and females. Female genital opening. Female genital opening. This female genital opening is present only in the females. Female genital opening. This female genital opening is absent here, present here. There is a cloaca. There is a cloaca present in a male, absent in the female. It is having anus. Anus is absent in the male, present in the female. Very important to note. What are the pores present in the female individuals from anterior to posterior? Mouth. There is a mouth. There is excretory pore. There is a female genital opening. There is anus. Sequentially, mouth, excretory pore, female genital opening, anus. For males, mouth, excretory pore, cloaca. Mouth having 3 chitinous lips. They having lips. It is also having lips. 3 chitinous lips. In a need, they are asking like this. What are the pores present in the male from top to bottom? What are the pores present in the female from the top to bottom? In males, mouth, excretory pore, cloaca. In females, mouth, excretory pore, female genital opening, cloaca. Sorry, anus. No cloaca is present. What is the difference between cloaca and anus means? Here digestive system is open at anus. Cloaca is the chamber. Cloaca is the chamber. It is having not only digestive opening, some other openings are also opening at the same chamber. Cloacal chamber at which not only one pore, other than that some other are open. That is the cloacal chamber. Cloaca is present here. Cloaca is absent here. Here anus is present. Here anus is absent. Very important to note is they are having cloacal spicules. Having cloacal spicules. Cloacal spicules. These cloacal spicules are also called pineal spicules. Pineal spicules present on either side of the cloaca, absent in the female. Again I am saying, males and females are separated. Unisexual, dimorphic individuals. Males are having posterior curvature. Females straight posteriorly. Mouth present on an anterior side with surrounding 3 chitinous lips in both. Males somewhat smaller than the females. Males are having mouth, excretory pore and cloaca. On either side of the cloaca, there is a pair of cloacal spicules. They are also called it as the chitinous pineal spicules. In females, they are having the pores from anterior to posterior, mouth, excretory pore, female genital opening, anus. Now, these males and females are crossed within the man. Crossed within the man. And females producing a number of eggs. They are producing number of eggs. They are producing number of eggs. These eggs are coming outside. These eggs are coming outside through the fecal matter. This is the fecal matter. These eggs are coming outside. These eggs are coming outside. These are the numerous eggs. More number of eggs are there. These eggs are present within the fecal matter. These eggs are present in the fecal matter. These eggs are undergoes, you know that there is a first mold takes place within the soil. This is the first mold. So first mold takes place in a soil, you know that it is the soil. So within the soil, first mold takes place. Before that molding, the stage is called first rhaptide form larva. First rhaptide form larva. First rhaptide form larva is converted into second rhaptide form larva. First rhaptide form larva is converted into second rhaptide form larva within the soil by first molding. Very, very important. First molding takes place in soil. By the resulting of first molding, first rhaptide form larva is converted into second rhaptide form larva. Again I am saying. After the copulation, female individual laying so many eggs. These eggs are coming outside through the fecal matter. They are present now in the fecal matter of the soil. That time they call it as the first rhaptide form larva. This first rhaptide form larva undergoes first molding, converted into second rhaptide form larva. Now here the vectors called mechanical vectors. I am taking one mechanical vector. I am taking one mechanical vector. It may be the cockroach, or it may be the cockroach, or it may be the housefly. Cockroach or housefly sitting here on the fecal matter. Now their wings and legs. Their wings and legs are with a more number of eggs. Their antennas, their wings, legs, after sitting on the fecal matter, that eggs are touched there. Now it's said to be as contaminated. Now this is the another person, healthy person. He is the healthy person. I am taking like this healthy person. He is the healthy person. He is the healthy person. He is a healthy person. His digestive system is like this. Digestive system is like this. Here he is taking contaminated water. It is contaminated with this cockroach. It is contaminated by the cockroach. Now these eggs are having eggs. That eggs are called second rhaptide form larvas. Very, very important to note. Mode of transmission is a contamination of food and water. It can be contaminated like this. Contaminated like this. This is called contaminated of water. Larval forms by molding converted into second rhaptide form larva. The stages are called infective stages, contaminated stages, lethal stages, transmitting stages. The stages are called second rhaptide form larvas. These second rhaptide form larvas are entered into the man, new man. They entered into the stomach. They entered into small intestine. And here, these larval forms are showing some migration. It is showing some migration. That migration is called extra intestinal migration they shows. they are showing extra-intestinal migration. Why it is called extra-intestinal migration means it is migrated from intestine to various spots. From intestine to various spots they get be migrated. I am showing here what is the way they get be migrated. Here from small intestine they migrated to liver. Step 1. From small intestine to they migrated to liver. This is the blood vessel. This blood vessel is called hepatic portal vein. Hepatic portal vein. Through hepatic portal vein, it reached to liver. It reached to liver. From liver, it is reached to heart. From liver, it is reached to heart. From liver to it reached to heart. It is called hepatic vein. It is hepatic portal vein. It is the hepatic vein. It is the hepatic vein. Hepatic vein. From small intestine, they reach to liver first. From liver to they reach to heart. From small intestine to liver, by the blood vessel called hepatic portal vein. From liver to heart by hepatic vein. It is the hepatic portal vein. It is the hepatic vein. The blood vessel which is connecting from small intestine to liver, hepatic portal vein. From liver to heart, a vein is connected called hepatic vein. Hepatic vein is differ with hepatic portal vein. Portal vein which is joining with small intestine to liver. Hepatic vein joins to that liver to that inferior vena cava. From heart, they reach to that. From heart, they reach to that lungs. From heart, they reach to that lungs. From heart, they reach to that lungs. Liver, liver to heart, heart to lungs, small intestine to liver. From small intestine, it is a small intestine. From there they reach to that liver.